eating fries today, 'cause it is Friday. Eating some fries, this is the day. Friday
edition!
Eating fries.
Yeah!
Woo!
Dipping in ketchup, swirling them around, put the salt on top, gonna feel it go on down. It's Friday!
Friday.
Woo! Here we go.
Yes.
Welcome
April
to
24th.
This is the day.
This is the day.
Friday, April 24th edition.
I can't believe it. Yes.
Yes, we made it to another Friday.
We made it.
You made it. Way to go. Give yourself a hand clap.
Please, wherever you are right now, you better
feels
be
good.
clapping
Just
for
celebrate
yourself.
this right now.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good morning to you.
Yeah, welcome. Good morning to you.
Absolutely. Good morning, Bo.
All of you guys.
Yes.
Hey, do us a favor right now. This is the day. This is a great day to share this show.
Please.
So would you please just click the share it with people, let them know that you enjoy it, that you're watching. It'll provide some encouragement and some fun for people you know.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Please, and as always, if you do not share it right now, I will sing a share song. What's the one? Oh, no. I had it in my hand, right? I had it. No, time. What is it? How does it go? If I could turn back time, I will sing this song until you share this video.
Hold on.
No.
I'm going to make a note right now
Yeah.
to add to our interview process. Like,
Right.
I'm going to cue people up, and if they can sing 2 share songs,
To share.
we're not hiring them.
We're not hiring them. If you
That's
could sing.
here.
I struggled to find that because I sang yesterday, do you believe in life after love? And then I was like, I know another one, Shirley, but
Yeah.
I almost didn't.
I got you, babe.
Shirley.
I got, like,
Oh, yeah.
Sonny and Cher.
Babe.
I got you, babe.
Which is in Groundhog Day when that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
song that plays every
Maybe
day.
someday we'll do a rendition of that together.
I like that.
Something to look forward to.
Ooh. But go ahead, share this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good, it's fun. It's a daily dose of encouragement.
Share something good. There's plenty of sharing of things that aren't good going on.
Right.
So let's share something that's positive and uplifting and
Absolutely.
fun, hopefully encouraging. So
Absolutely.
pretty cool. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
What'd you do last night?
Well, we had service last
Yes, we
night.
did. Thursday night
service.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hosting a couple different, on a couple different platforms of watching, and a lot of good conversations going on, and really good things. Honestly, when you're talking about anger, just a lot of people with the pressure and all these things that kind of seeps out, and so it's just a really practical series. This I've Got Issues series, and so it was great, really good.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm really jazzed about this message on anger. I just think it's so important. It'll be so helpful. I know I needed it, and I just think it's a good word, when this anger is coming out. So I think it's going to be a real encouragement and blessing to you. If you worshiped with us last night, and you can encourage others, you can share that as well. Let them know. But if you haven't yet, you're not going to want to miss this weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sunday, 8, 9:30, 11, and 12:30 on Facebook Live, YouTube, or Church Online. Yeah, we want to encourage you guys to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. And so, Bo, what'd you do last night?
I don't want to talk about last night.
Nope.
No, I'm forward thinking. It's
All
Friday,
right. It's
Friday
Friday.
edition.
You're onto it.
I like to move ahead a little bit. I like to think about the weekend.
All right.
I like big plans
Yep.
for the weekend.
Right.
The weather tomorrow is supposed to be like 63
Stop
and
it.
sunny. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty nice.
That's right. Picnic.
Yeah, 63 and sunny, so you
Let's
could
go
have a picnic or go for a hike. I think the kids were talking about maybe finding a trail, doing a hike, something like that. So
Okay,
I don't know.
cool.
That's not what I use. That's not how I usually roll. So it gets me out of my comfort zone, which makes me nervous. New things kind of freak me out, but I may gear up for that.
For a little bit of a little trail.
Yeah. And then I love Trivial Pursuit, and I'm not getting to play
Okay.
very much. So I think I found a worthy opponent. My daughter Eliza, her dog, Griswold.
Okay, really?
Or the golden retriever that lives in my house that
Yeah.
I feed every day. But it's not my dog, it's hers. It's fine. It turns out he's pretty solid at Trivial Pursuit. We played a quick game. I got a highlight. This is him on the final question.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you want to see this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Grizzy, it's for the win here. Who visited, don't look at the answer, who visited his Dungastown, Ireland relatives in 1963? What do you got for me? Kennedy. Let's see. You're right, Griswold. Good boy. Way to go.
Wow.
He's a pretty smart dog.
That's a smart dog.
Yeah, he knew the answer was Kennedy, JFK.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty general knowledge, but I mean.
But it was for the win. The pressure was on,
Yeah.
and the dog was cool under pressure.
He was,
Yeah,
yeah.
Even when I was like, way to go and celebrating, he was like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did the Kennedys, did they have a dog?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Yeah. I
Okay.
think so. A wiener dog. I've seen a picture, I think of JFK with a wiener dog.
Okay.
All great people have
Yeah.
wiener dogs.
Good. All right.
His pets.
So Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of that, have a little fun. You got any plans for the weekend?
You know, you mentioned picnics and the weather, and I don't know, we might need to do a meal outside.
I just
know,
disagree.
but-
I think there's inside activities and outside activities, indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
And when you mix them up, there's problems. It's like, you know, you don't play ball in the house.
Yeah.
You play ball outside. You don't play ball in the house.
Yep.
You eat in the house. You don't eat outside the house.
Fair
It's
enough.
just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It never goes well. Seems like a great idea. Let's play ball in the house, and then you're breaking a lamp. And,
Then next thing you know, you're buying another lamp.
yeah, no, you eat outside. It sounds great, and then next thing you know, you're like covered in tree sap and
Just-
dirt. And,
Yep. I know. The thing for me, I think we're going to try it. And then honestly, you know, I've been having issues with trails, right?
Sure, yeah.
And so somebody put me onto this idea of maybe you're more of a path guy, you know. So I think maybe we might need to find a path. Let the boys get on the bikes and just kind of walk.
like a bike path, yeah.
A little bike path, you
You
know.
know what my favorite trail is? I like the trail mix.
Mix it up in the trails.
Just like the actual trail
Oh, you
mix,
eat.
like you open a
Okay,
pouch
yes.
and it's like
I
got
thought you were talking about
nuts.
just
and-
mix it up with your trails. you know?
Yeah, and I know that once you throw the chocolate in there, it's now it's just dessert.
No,
but
Hey, we are getting a little liberal with what we can put in that trail mix,
Oh
aren't we?
my
I mean, we are
goodness.
just throwing everything. Like, what are the core components?
yeah, you know that's not
mean-
trail mix. That's a bag of M&Ms.
That's a bag of M&Ms
That's what that is.
with one little corn square or whatever. You know, one little rice chick in there, but that's M&Ms.
Yeah, that's M&Ms.
And also, honestly, I don't know where the term trail mix came from, because if you're mixing up your trails, that's the woods. You're in the woods right now.
And you're lost.
You're lost
Yeah.
is what's happening.
That's a
right
bad
now.
marketing
You
campaign
need
right
to
there.
stay on that one trail.
Hey, get some trail mix. No, I like knowing where I am.
No, I'm not gonna mix them with trails. I'm gonna follow the trail
Follow this trail.
pretty strictly
have a
until I
map.
get to the summit, and then I'm
Compass.
gonna walk down that trail. Yeah, good.
All right, so it's Friday edition. We'd like to change things up a little bit on Fridays. Add a little freshness, a little fresh Friday for you. So every day we look at the YouVersion Bible app. Great app. It has a verse of the day. But on Fridays we thought we'd try something a little different. We're going to do a proverb of the day.
Okay.
So the book of Proverbs is a collection of sayings in the Old Testament. It's a wisdom book. And in the book of Proverbs, there's 31 different chapters in Proverbs, so one for each day of the month.
Okay.
And so one way of reading the scriptures every day would be to read the proverb of the day.
Okay.
So today is the 24th, April 24th. So we would be in Proverbs 24. Now
Okay.
there's a number of verses there. We're just going to look at two of the verses, verse 5 and 6. But you could read the whole proverb. Doesn't take very long. But verse 5 and 6 of Proverbs 24. It says, "The wise prevail through great power, and those who have knowledge muster their strength. Surely you need guidance to wage war, and victory is won through many advisors." Through many advisors. So there's some really, it's a book of wisdom, and it's God's wisdom for us, but oftentimes God's wisdom may run contrary to the wisdom of this world, and what we think is power or strength might really be weakness. I mean, I think the more I walk with Jesus and the more I see that revealed in my own life, there's times where I'm trying to exalt myself and have control and have power, and it really reveals me to be a very weak and really petty person. And in those cases, I think I'm pretty pathetic too. I mean, thankfully God still loves me, but he's got like real wisdom for us and great power that comes through his wisdom, which is not the exalting of self, but really the humbling of self. I mean, right? Like, here's some good wisdom. You can either be humble or be humbled.
Oof.
Which do you want to be?
It's gonna happen.
You can be humble or be humbled. I don't like being humbled.
No.
That's no good.
It's never fun.
No, not at all. And then the last little part about that, which I thought would be kind of cool for us to think about and unpack, is that this idea of many advisors.
Okay.
Like your wise counsel and getting some counsel from those who are wise. But you want to make sure that it's the right advisors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like in the, the book of Job, where it seems like he's having all these different conversations, and then honestly, all of these things that are coming at him, bringing that back to God and going, okay, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing this. Assimilate all this together for me and give me what you would want me to do moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. God's going to be the key component there. Yep. But do you have other trusted advisors who can speak into that? And the right voices are really important to listen to. Yep. Yeah, particularly, I think we're making pretty important decisions every day.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yep.
And so, to have good advice and good advisors.
Yeah.
And a collection of them.
For sure.
Like if you're only listening to one source, it's probably going to be tainted and probably not super healthy.
Yeah. When you said many advisors, I would think about where do we go typically? I mean, friendships or family or, there's different voices that we do, like you said, and then the news or, there's different things we hear. So it's interesting to be able to even evaluate even where those things come from and where did I get that? And that's good. Yeah. That's really good.
Sweet. So yeah, Proverbs.
Proverbs.
Check it out. It's another way to read some scripture every day and have God speak through that along with the verse of the day. Try the proverb of the day. Okay. So my calendar.
That's right.
Right. This calendar that the songstress has put on me, this heavy burden I carry, that I share with you guys. I actually learned something from today's calendar prompt.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes it's educational, so something I didn't really know
like
about.
Gardening.
Yeah, like gardening tips and things like that, not things I'm into. So today, Friday, April 24th, is the first day of Ramadan.
Right.
And I don't have much knowledge about Ramadan, but this was kind of interesting. And it says, before Islam in Arabia, the rich were not sharing any of their food or money with the poor. They did not know what it felt like to be poor. Fasting was revealed as the fourth obligatory pillar of Islam, so people could feel how the poor feel, empathize with them, and consequently help them. Ramadan and fasting.
Okay.
And I didn't know that at all. With Ramadan there being a fasting component and this being the fourth pillar there. That's kind of like you had this problem where the rich, they weren't able to empathize with the poor. So I think the thought there is if you empathize, if you know what this feels like, you might be more compelled to take action.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually. That's where that, ritual started.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's something they do. And now, and so us in our relationship with Jesus, like as a church, we're fasting on the 20th of every month. Our fast is different. We're fasting and praying. Yeah. And praying for people to understand who God is and come in a relationship with Him. But I think even in that fasting is we're mindful of how God feels about people, but then also how people who maybe have they don't know who God is. Maybe they have a view of God that is contrary to who He actually is. That as we pray for them, it's really cool to remember. Yeah. And to empathize, and then I think we're more inclined to take action.
I like it. Yes. Double down on our vision,
Yeah.
To pray for one.
Yeah, in 2020.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. So I thought that was neat. And then we've got our calendar in the kitchen on the fridge. Yep. And it's the National Day of calendar, and so we've had some wild ones. This is a day that I'm kind of excited about celebrating. Yeah. It's a National Pigs in a Blanket Day.
Pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket. Because that is a problem.
I agree.
That needs to be addressed. Yep. You got these pigs.
You got these pigs.
I mean, we're talking about empathy.
Yes.
Have you ever considered the life of a pig? I mean, really think about it.
Have you thought about this?
Pigs live out of doors.
They do.
We've got pigs like in New Hampshire. We have these harsh winters. And they have no fur.
Right.
Right.
There's very tiny hairs that they have.
Exposed skin.
None of them are connected together to allow for a warm coat.
Yeah. No coat, no coating. Coat. Yeah, and here they are. I imagine that the pigs are kind of excited about this.
Yes.
Can you just picture that, if you would, like pigs in a blanket. Like Is every pig get a blanket? How do we?
Yeah, how are we doing
decide
this?
Like,
You know, and I know a lot of people are engaged right now in making blankets, so maybe this is a time where we can encourage everyone to make blankets.
make some blankets.
You know, because those pigs out there.
These pigs are like,
Finally.
I'm so cool.
Somebody cares for us.
We finally got blankets.
Somebody cares about us.
This is so much better than without the blankets.
This is baking me so warm.
Oh my goodness.
This blanket is baking me so warm. Oh, yes. Oh, and I just have never thought about this, Bo. I'm so glad we're bringing awareness to this.
Yeah, this pig problem has been a real issue. Now the pigs are getting blankets.
Yes.
And people have something they can do for them,
Yes.
and the world's a better place.
Yes. Yes. Ham the world, make it a better place for pigs and for every pig in the whole race. I'm so Oh, Bo, yes.
Oh.
This is good.
National
Pigs in a Blanket Day.
I feel so good right now. Dan King, our creative arts pastor, he made a video for Pigs in a Blanket
He's
Day.
in on this too.
Yeah,
good.
Let's see. Maybe it's a video of him making a blanket for the pigs.
Please
Let's
teach
see
us,
this.
Dan.
Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen and happy National Pigs in a Blanket Day. Now I know what comes to most people's minds when we talk about pigs in a blanket. It's these little guys. But for me, my family grew up going to the International House of Pancakes. And this is what I would always order, pigs in a blanket. And so I'm gonna show you my version of pigs in a blanket. Here are my ingredients. 2 cups of Bisquick, 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, a little dash of vanilla extract, a couple of tablespoons of water, and some butter for the skillet. I'm gonna go ahead and mix these into a bowl and get the skillet nice and hot for our breakfast sausage. Breakfast sausage is looking good. All right, my pancakes are looking good. What I did is I poured my pancakes in a line and then just shook the pan a little bit so that it would thin out. Remember, there's about 3.5 tablespoons of water in there, and so it helps to thin it out and make it so that I can wrap it over the sausage. Man, the other thing I love about thin pancakes like this is that every bite tastes like the crispy, buttery ends of a pancake. Woo-wee. Well, there we have it, pigs in a blanket. Don't those look great? You see how the pancake folds over nicely on the sausage? Man, I can't wait to enjoy this breakfast. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the best maple syrup available and also enjoy a better selection of coffee. Thanks so much, guys, for having me on the show. I look forward to it again next time. See ya.
Oh.
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 Okay.
Oh. That was not at all what I expected.
Nope.
Okay. Very
little,
dark.
A little embarrassed now.
Yeah, that's.
I think we missed it. I think we missed what the holiday is.
Didn't understand
No.
at all. And those poor pigs, they're like,
Wow.
Expecting a blanket, and
Right.
it's like a pancake. You're gonna wrap me in a pancake.
They get wrapped in a pan, like, well, not exactly a blanket,
It's not
but
a blanket, but
I'll take it. And
it's still better.
And then it gets, with the pan, it's
It's getting a little warm.
It's getting a little warm.
A little toasty.
Okay, actually, it's getting really warm. Oh.
That is so dark.
It's so dark.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I missed it, Bo. I missed what this was.
Man, I followed your lead. Next thing you know, we got pig noses and blankets.
Well, so sorry
Okay,
about
well,
that.
yeah, all right, that happened.
Hopefully you can celebrate this holiday by maybe eating a pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, it's also Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Yep.
Okay, so last Friday, I showed you my outdoor camera.
Right.
And we had an orb.
Orb, like a
orb of light that made its way across the driveway, and then went under my garage door into the house. So that was concerning to me, and our viewership for the show is vast with much expertise, and I had an expert reach out to me offering to enhance the video.
Whoa.
So that we could discover what this was.
Okay.
Okay, so this expert in the visual arts and camera magnification and digital enhancement and everything. You know how like in the CSI shows and stuff like that, they like zoom in there and they can see exactly what it is. So they've took the video to show us.
Somebody that watches this show has those abilities.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were several offers, but I took
incredible.
one person just went ahead and did it. And
That's amazing.
so for Freaky Friday, I want to show you what we discovered on my outdoor camera.
We're gonna
so
find out what
let's
this
watch
is.
this together. All right, here comes the light.
Right.
And it's coming like this little cloud-like feature floating across my driveway. And then it's going to stop, and then like right in there, I think they freeze it, and then they start to zoom in, a little tighter.
Okay,
and they're starting to see what it is, coming into focus.
Oh.
And it's getting freakier.
Oh, wait a second.
It's Bust a Bow.
It's Bust a Bow?
Bust a Bow
What's the light orb? The orb
was
of
the
light?
orb of light floating across my driveway.
Oh my word.
And it's freaky. It's like double. Like it was freaky before. Now it's even more freaky. I don't want to go home. The Bust a Bow.
I had no part in this, so.
But you made a Bust a Bow. You brought this thing to life.
I know, but I just was obedient.
You took paper mache and made a bust.
Yes, but now I cannot be responsible
has
for
a
Bust
life
a
of
Bow's actions.
But why did you do it?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It's a Bust a Bow, a Bust a Bow. Drew made a Bust a Bow. Why did he do it? Nobody knows, but Drew made a Bust a Bow. Made out of paper mache, not clay.
Freaky Friday.
What have I done? I'm starting to feel like Frankenstein's.
It's alive.
It's alive.
It's alive.
And what have I created? You know, I have no control. now. He's out there. I've
He's
released
out.
him, and
He's been released. And
listen, if you
check your cameras, people.
yeah, if you do find a paper mache head bust of Bo in your home, I'm not responsible.
You made it.
I'm not responsible for what he does.
You are. You are. The creator is responsible for his creation.
Oh no. Oh, Bo. Okay. Good. Well, listen. While I field some phone calls from people saying they found a Bust a Bow in their home.
Yeah.
We've got some commercials that we're gonna.
Actually, it's the 4-1 podcast.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because it's Friday.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
One topic.
One topic.
We show this on Fridays, so check this out.
Oh man. Okay.
So times of pressure really reveal our issues. And we're under a time of pressure right now. And so it's pretty reasonable to think that our issues are rising to the surface. And I think a common issue for many of us would be the anger issues we experience. And so oftentimes there's anger that's kind of bubbling beneath the surface. And if we don't really pay attention to that and find appropriate expressions for our anger, we can end up in some really damaging situations. You see, anger is one of those emotions that's a dominant emotion. We think we can control it, maybe even direct it, but it's an emotion that overtakes us and overwhelms us and then ultimately impacts every one of our relationships and encounters when that anger is there. And so it's important to recognize anger and where it's coming from and why it's there, and then express it in a way that is appropriate. We're told in the Bible, it says, in your anger, do not sin. You see, anger in and of itself is not a sin. All of us experience anger from time to time, but in our expression of that and in dealing with that and working through it, don't allow it to create sin. Don't allow it to prevent you from sharing love with another person or even disengaging relationally in a way that doesn't honor God. Instead, be aware of that anger. And the more we're aware of it, then I think we can grab a hold of it, be in control, and work through it and express it in a way that's healthy. And so, first of all, I would say, hey, be aware of maybe what causes anger within you. I identified a few of the things that are pretty common for me, and I think we will probably resonate with as well. One of the things that causes anger in me is when I feel out of control, when I don't understand what's going on around me. And so like right now would be a time where, anger would probably rise up in with me because I don't understand, the changing nature of our world or what's happening, and that loss of control causes me to feel anger. Another reason I feel angry is if I've been threatened or I'm afraid. And so, that could be my health, a threat towards my family, economic threat, something like that might cause me to feel angry, and I have that anger expressed. Another one would be when I have unmet expectations. When I'm disappointed, a lot of times then I will express anger out of that. And I found that in those times, my unmet expectations were often unspoken expectations. They weren't communicated. Maybe they were even expectations I wasn't even aware of that I was putting on another person or maybe even on God. See, that's the thing about anger. Sometimes we get angry at other people. Sometimes we get angry at people we don't even know. Sometimes we're angry at God himself. But a lot of times I think we get angry at ourselves. And when that anger is present, it really does just kind of envelop us completely. There's one other reason I get angry that I've noticed, and that's when I notice that something is wrong. When something's wrong and it's just not as it should be, and I don't know what to do about it, sometimes there's an anger that's there. And so I think if we could recognize, okay, what's causing this emotion within me, and we really grab hold of that, then we have the opportunity to say, all right, here it is. This is what I'm experiencing. Now, God, how do you want me to deal with it? What's the appropriate expression for this? Is this something that I can work through and step through and gain some understanding or some clarity, or maybe have better communication, an unmet expectation? Hey, I was thinking this or feeling this way, and instead this occurred. Maybe it's that loss of control and saying, all right, I'm going to exercise faith right now and say I don't have to be in control. I can trust the one who is. Maybe if it's that threat that's there to go, oh, okay, it's all right. I don't have to feel threatened. I know that God is for me, not against me, and I know that I can have peace with him. Or if we see something that's wrong, maybe there's something we can do about it. Maybe even if we can't fix the problem, maybe we can actually go through it with somebody else or be an encouragement or a blessing to them. And so as you have anger and as you experience that, and as the pressure of this life mounts and that issue rises to the top, pay attention to it. Don't deny it. Don't necessarily suppress it or push it down, but rather identify it, take it captive, take it before God, and find the appropriate expression that glorifies him and also puts you in a position to best share his love with others. So in your anger, do not sin.
So the 4-1 podcast is available every week, and it's something that you can watch, share, and have something to kind of wrestle with and chew on. So thanks for checking that out. So we have our photo of the day.
That's right.
Right, the photo of the day. And on Fridays, I thought we would maybe change it up a little bit. Okay. Instead of just showing photos from yesterday, maybe show some photos that we missed.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a little best of.
That's right.
Because last Friday we gave a prompt, and then over the weekend we didn't have the show, so we didn't get to show any of those. So last Friday's prompt was kind of cool. It was my view today.
Oh, yeah.
My view today, and so it's kind of neat to see what people were looking at, last Friday. So I think we have a couple of those. Okay. What do you got there? You see one?
Yeah. Oh, yes. This was Sam Thompson, and so that's actually me in the photo, and then Busta Bo with me there.
What?
And we were picking up some care packages for the boys. The school had made some care packages for them, and so really cool thing that they did.
So you're driving him around with you.
Yeah, he's with me.
He's popping up in other people's photos. Why did you do it?
Nobody knows.
It's a Busta Bo, Drew made a Busta Bo. Why did he do it? Nobody knows, but Drew made a Busta Bo. Made out of paper mache, not clay.
It just keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back.
Keeps coming back.
Oh, good.
And then I think Gloria Beachy had a photo for her My View of the Day today.
Yeah.
It looks like some graffiti.
Yeah, some of her children, Joy and Johanna specifically, graffitied scripture in her house, which I think was actually a positive thing.
My kids drew on the wall. It wasn't scripture.
No?
No. How about the boys?
No, it's never scripture. This is a great idea. I'm going to pass this idea to them.
These Beachy girls.
Yeah, man.
Bringing the noise.
Bringing the noise.
Look at them.
Awesome.
And then one that we didn't get to show, the prompt was colorful.
That's right. And Kathy Rolston put up this colorful photo of, looks like a drive with some trees the leaves were turning. And absolutely so colorful.
Just so you know, you'll experience fall here, and it seems really awesome. I know people love fall. They just love fall and
the fall.
Those trees, when they turn that color, they're getting ready to fall.
They're gonna fall.
Yeah, in your yard. Okay. Yeah, and they make a mess, and then it's death for 7 months. Called winter. Just letting you know that.
No, I'm in.
Nothing to think about now.
I'm in. I'm excited.
It's pretty colors, though.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Yep. All right, so we have a prompt for today. Our photo of the day prompt is reading.
Reading.
Reading. So it could be a book. It could be a blog. I mean, I don't know. I don't tell you how to take your photo of what reading looks like, but take that photo. You can hashtag it. This is the day.
This is the day.
Hashtag it MCC. You can also send an email not to decrisp. Nope, we've got an email address for This Is the Day.
Yep.
Send your emails, your photos to thisistheday@manchesterchristian.com.
You know you have arrived when you get an email. The
Yeah,
show has an email.
This show has an email address. It's not a corporate sponsor, but it is an email address. So you can send your photos to thisistheday,
Yep.
spell it out, at manchesterchristian.com. We'd love to see your photos, so maybe we can show those on Monday.
Yeah,
Right
General Mills replied back to me. They do not want any part of sponsoring the show. So I just wanted to keep.
That was a hard no.
That was a hard
no
It was
from General Mills.
I had sent a great email, kind of really pitching. We could eat cereal. We could do everything
things,
for
yeah.
them here, and they said no. And I hesitate even to bring this up because of the no. I don't want them to reach back out to us, but yeah, they're a no on the sponsorship.
Well, maybe they'll reconsider it, after the backlash of this particular segment.
Oh, Bo, listen, I've thought about this recently.
Yeah.
How, we talk about weather often.
Well, every day
every
we
day,
talk
you and I
about
like the weather.
we do the weather.
But why don't we ever talk about what's happening in space? Why is there never like a, we talk about what's going on in this country, maybe even globally, we'll get some global weather, but then they don't ever go, and then in space, we have.
That's true. Like how they have like that person in the field. There's
Yeah.
a hurricane. Joining us from the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah.
It's really windy. It's dangerous. Stay in your homes. Don't come out here.
Stop signs going crazy. Nobody should be out here.
Yeah. All right. It's snowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We never get that weather report from space.
We never get, hey, it's Gail up here in space, and she's floating around, just like, check out the meteor shower.
Well, this is a groundbreaking news program.
Yep.
Okay, and it's Friday. We change things up on Fridays. So
Yep.
instead of doing the weather for New Hampshire, do the weather for space.
Space weather.
Space weather. All right, here we are, live out in space.
Space.
It's dark and
Pretty dark.
formless.
Oh, did you see that?
No, what?
I thought I saw something. I think it's just a star,
Okay.
some kind of gleam of light.
Oh, I see more darkness.
Hey, did you eat all of my my food, my pouch of food for the week?
I did.
I needed that.
We do have one thing to forecast, a shower,
That's right.
meteor shower.
That's not good. Blew out a satellite. That's why you didn't see us yesterday. Oh, well, this space weather segment really is, there's not a lot to share, guys. Pretty empty and void.
So dumb.
I guess there really wouldn't be space weather, right? There's nothing to share.
That's probably why they don't do it.
That's why they don't do it. That's why they're like available to do like simulcast in classrooms all the time. They're like, absolutely, I'll do anything. I'm in space.
Nothing is
Nothing
happening.
is happening.
It is totally void of any activity at all.
Oh, quarantine? Yeah, I get it. I've been in quarantine for 7 years in space. Yes.
Okay.
Watch this. I can touch my bed from here. There it is.
And I can touch my toilet
And
from
I can
here.
touch my toilet.
And I
There
can
it
touch
is.
my stove from here.
There it
It's
is.
okay.
I'm in a ball in space.
And they make it so glamorous too, like be an astronaut. Yeah, when you grow up, you could be an astronaut. I'm all set.
I'm
I've seen the
good.
photos, seen the footage.
Good. I watched Apollo 13.
Yeah.
Kind of stressful.
You know what? Now
Space.
they've made Tang available to the public.
Tang's available.
Yeah, it's not just for the astronauts. I can mix me up a glass of Tang anytime I want. I don't got to go to space for that. What's the draw?
What's the draw?
I mean, now that you can just go to the store and get some Tang.
yes.
I'm all set.
I know it. I think the first time they put me underwater and make me hold my breath, I think they'd go, I don't know if this guy's got what it takes, I don't hold my breath that long. I feel like they'd be like, I just don't think this guy is
When
going
I
to make
get
it.
motion sick too, like the thing where when they spin you around.
man.
No, I'm not.
You see Gravity? Did you see that movie?
I did. The dialogue was intense. The writing for that movie.
I don't know. She's just in space and she's trying to find others. I don't know. There's no dialogue written. It's just like she tries to find other people.
Okay.
The whole movie. Yeah.
1 hour. Space.
Space.
It's like the weather segment.
It's that.
I don't know. People loved it though.
They did.
They did. They loved it. I love Sandra Bullock.
Yes. Yep. Multi-talented.
Oh,
man.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it's time for Bo's Daily Rant.
Oh, look out. Okay.
All right. And honestly, we could just jump from what just happened, and you could rant on topics like segments that go nowhere. When your co-host writes segments that go nowhere.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
But I got one today. I think really this is, okay.
What do you got for me?
Here we go.
What do you got?
Critics. Critics.
Just critics?
Critics.
Critics.
I'm not going to box it in. I'm just going to say critics.
Throw that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew.
All right.
Drew, okay. Critics. Everyone's a critic. Oh boy, we're all critics because we're all experts in every single field under the sun. Because after all, our opinions are paramount and matter more than anybody else's, and so we should make those opinions known constantly and without ceasing. In fact, we should never actually enjoy anything. We should never find joy in anything we do, anything we watch, anything we consume, anything we eat, anything we read. Instead of enjoying it, what we should do is we should criticize it all the way through because after all, we are the experts in this work of art that requires my constant criticism. I remember back in the day when you had movie critics. You had two, Siskel and Ebert. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Sometimes they would banter, sometimes they would disagree, but you had two, and you kind of knew both of them were morons, and you didn't really care what they thought, but you watched them, and you're like, I'm really glad I'm not a critic. Now all of a sudden, we're all movie critics. You can't even watch a movie anymore and say like, hey, I watched this movie, and the other person's like, what'd you think about it? Well, now all of a sudden, you've become a film expert, and you got to break the whole thing down and say what you hated about it. You got to stop, knock it off. Stop criticizing everything. You're not finding any joy. That's why there's no joy in this world, because we're always criticizing everything. We don't enjoy our food. We don't enjoy our art. We don't enjoy our movies. We don't enjoy music, because we're always criticizing. So let's knock it off with being critics.
This always comes to play at the Olympics, man. You ever see this where you're just like, you're watching the divers, something I could never do, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. You at least point your toes. What are you doing?
I saw a droplet of water.
I saw, bloop.
There was a
come
ripple.
On. Like gymnastics.
We're going to deduct that 9/1000th of a point for that water droplet.
The gymnastics, man, is always so funny. It's like 2 steps. You couldn't land it. You couldn't stick that landing.
Yeah, you did 18 flips in the air from 30 feet high. You couldn't stick that?
You couldn't. And when they fall when they're figure skating, and they fall, and you're like, you spent your whole life doing this. You gave up your childhood, and you fell on the ice. In this moment,
your
you
parents
buckled.
must be so disappointed.
I'm like,
You let your country down.
this is a supreme athlete, and I'm sitting on my couch.
It's horrible.
Eating an entire chocolate cake.
It's
Criticizing?
Now, Drew,
What am I doing?
I have to
Yeah.
acknowledge one thing.
Okay.
Anytime you do a rant like that,
Yeah.
okay, I know there is hypocrisy. I'm aware of it. So you have to. I generally try to be careful with that. You know, when
Yeah.
I'm criticizing the critics,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being a critic and I'm
That's
being
true.
critical, and I'm doing that. But knock it off! I mean, come on, can't we all just take a break?
You're right on the movie. It's like, what'd you think of it? Well, it's, Terrence Malick, his original work was really.
And instead, like, hey, what'd you think about that movie? People don't go immediately to the things they loved. It's all
Right.
what they hate.
Right.
What they hate.
What they hate
That
about it.
face you made.
Yeah,
was-
that face is, I don't know. That's
was
what the
perfect.
entire time the person's talking.
That's,
I'm
I
just
don't hear anything. I just yeah. Well, I do the same thing too, and I don't
But
like
the
it.
ending was really good. I did enjoy the ending. Like it's like one little thing at the end, just, well,
To
tell
redeem
me
the
what
whole
you
thing.
liked about it. Anything?
Well, yeah, if you hated it, why'd you watch? Why'd you turn it off?
Everybody said they loved it. I was just trying to figure out what they loved about it.
I'm so far superior to the rest of the human race, so when they like something, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to rip it apart.
Oh, the critic. Everyone.
Everyone's a critic. Okay, well that's
That's
kind of some grummy news.
That's fun. I love it. No, so we do. You're honest. We need some good news.
We need some good news. So we
Or
got some good news.
At least something else we can criticize.
I don't want to criticize
No,
this
we're not gonna
at
do
all.
that.
Actually,
No.
I love this
Yes.
this ministry. So there's the Do You Know Him ministry.
Yep.
And Do You Know Him ministry, they minister to our neighbors in Manchester who may be homeless or in a situation where maybe they don't have as many resources and things of that nature. Just in our neighbors in Manchester, really anyone wants to be a part of it. And so they are still ministering in this space in this time, and they're doing a great work. We have some footage of that. So on Saturdays and Sundays, they have breakfast. They serve a breakfast to anybody there who wants it, and they're providing food and meals, and they have camping supplies and tents and sleeping bags with warm clothing, all kinds of things. They pray with people and encourage them. They do Bible studies and are meeting with people. And so we love our Do You Know Him ministry. So proud to be a part of the amazing work God does through Do You Know Him. And I call it ours. I mean, they're their own thing, but I'm just so proud of them, in that so many of the leaders call Manchester Christian Church their home church, and that we get to be a part of this work that God's doing. It's really incredible and special. So we hope you guys will be praying for Do You Know Him ministry as they share God's love in some really practical and powerful ways.
Yep.
That's good news.
And one of the things that I have heard a lot in this season is concern and care for those who are under-resourced, who don't have a home. And I think that that's honestly one of the most amazing things about being part of Jesus' church, is that our church cares. Manchester Christian Church cares for those who are in that situation during this time. And so Do You Know Him's doing amazing work. Yeah. And so awesome.
And that work doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
They're getting after it. So thankful for them. Thank you, God, for Do You Know Him and the people who are serving there. Such a joy. All right, it's time for Every Day with Jesus, our daily devotion in 140 characters or less. And so our thought for the day, for April 24th, Friday, it says, God calls us to be love initiators. He says to love unreasonably by not resisting those who try to take advantage of us, and to bless them as well. Oh boy. Okay. And then in Matthew chapter 5, this is from the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus is speaking in verse 40. He says, and if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And if someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you.
Okay.
So we're love initiators. I like thinking of it that way. Love initiators. Sometimes, I think we think of love in, okay, if you love me, I'll love you back. Love me, and I'll love you back. It's like that's some kind of jingle we have going on. But God says, no, be a love initiator. Lead with love. And even if somebody's not giving you love, you're still free and empowered to be a love initiator and love them. In fact, even if somebody's harming you, you don't have to pay back evil for evil. Instead, you can pay back blessing and give love. And that's powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah. Turn the other cheek, go the extra mile.
That's it. It's the power of love.
This is good.
Man.
Little Huey Lewis there? Is that what you did
Yes.
there?
Love initiators. I like that term.
Yeah.
To take that, initiative. See a need, meet a need, do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That is cool, man.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a hard word, though. That's not, following Jesus is not easy.
Yeah, I think we tend to be love withholders sometimes more than love initiators, but we're free. So, yeah.
We're free.
Be empowered. Yeah, do it.
Good. All right.
Trivial Pursuit, Friday edition. I've had a rough week. I'm hoping today would be the day we get all 6 right. Somebody's going to get all 6 right. We invite you to play along at home. These are the 1981 original version of the game Trivial Pursuit. Drew Chris will draw a card at random. You will read each question one at a time. We want you to play along, make a guess. I'm going to guess at all of them, some kind of educated guess. If you get all 6 right, we have a grand prize fun dip that we will award to you. We will send it to you in the mail. So let us know how many you get right. And if you get all 6, we'll send you one.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Blue.
Blue is geography.
Okay. What's the capital of Nevada? The capital of Nevada.
The capital of Nevada. Let's see, this is not my answer. You got Reno, Las Vegas. I think I may know this one. I'm really terrible at state capital, like horrible at state capitals.
Okay.
Carson City?
Carson City is correct.
I have no idea how I got that one.
Man,
All
way
right,
to
okay.
go.
I really am awful at these.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Pink.
Pink is entertainment.
All right. What was the last Rodgers and Hammerstein musical? What was the last Rodgers and Hammerstein musical?
Rodgers and
Hammerstein. Stein.
Man, I wish I could name one. Roger, I'm so bad at musicals. I don't know. I'm gonna guess a musical. The last one. I just don't know. I'm just gonna guess a musical. Oklahoma.
Incorrect. It's The Sound of Music.
Okay.
Was the last one. The
That's a
Sound
good
of
one.
Music. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the music in that one. I usually don't like the music.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Bummer.
Here we go. Yellow.
Yellow is history.
Okay. Who did Francois Mitterrand succeed as president of France? Who did Francois Mitterrand succeed as president of France?
All right, so I got to name a French president.
French president. I'm not sure I said that first name correct.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter to me at all. It may matter to people at home.
All right.
So I'm going to name a French president. When you read the answer, I'm going to know it then. But a French president. I'm going to go with. This is not right at all. I know that. But still, I'm going to make a guess, and it's so wrong. Napoleon, because it's not even close.
Nope. Valéry Giscard d'Estaing. Okay. E-S-T-A-I-N-G.
Yeah, you've got it in front of you, and you can't.
I can't even say
All right,
it. I don't know.
All right, all right,
It's so hard.
Oh, my goodness.
Woo! Okay.
Don't know my French politics.
Brown.
Brown is art and literature.
Okay. Who was William Shakespeare's wife? Who was William Shakespeare's wife?
I'm assuming Mrs. Shakespeare's not acceptable. William Shakespeare's wife. People are going to know this one. People are going to know this one. I'm going to go with. I don't know the answer. Matilda. I have no idea.
Matilda's incorrect. It's Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway is what it says.
The incomparable Anne Hathaway.
I know it. And she went on to do really well.
Really well
you
in
know,
films.
In films,
Yeah.
and yeah. And I heard
Those films are far superior to those.
when I first read that, I
plays.
was like 1981, right? But
Yeah.
okay, Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. There you go.
All right. Green.
Green, science and nature.
All right. What's the international radio code? Okay. What's the international radio code word for the letter B? International
okay.
radio code word for the letter B.
For B.
For B.
So you got Alpha, Foxtrot, Tango, those types of things, right?
Yep,
So for
yep.
B, it's not banjo, it's not beta. For B, I don't know. Boat. It's not. I have no idea.
Boat is incorrect. It's Bravo.
Bravo.
Alpha Bravo.
Bravo.
Oh, man. Then what's C? Carpet?
Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. I don't know. Carpet. All right. Here we go. Orange.
Okay. Wow. This is awful. Orange. Wow.
Where are we at currently? We're at
Sports. Sports and leisure.
Okay. What holiday is the Indianapolis 500 run on? What holiday is the Indy 500 run on? Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, I thought it was like in the Indianapolis 500. I don't know. Go with America. Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is correct.
Okay, good.
Correct. So that's
I had to bring out, that's two.
That's
That was a lot.
two.
I had to bring out the pig nose just to get that right.
Get the pig nose, get me in.
All right, if you got all 6 right, we want to know. We'll send you a
Absolutely.
fun dip.
Man, if you knew that President of France, wow.
Wow, that's pretty.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty good.
I did not know Anne Hathaway was married to William Shakespeare.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I had no idea that was, I mean.
I didn't know that was legal.
I didn't, yeah. And is he alive?
That's
or
not-
Was she alive? Then?
Yeah.
I don't, I'm not going to ask questions, but that's cool.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Hey, you got something to show me?
I do. I have some
do you
show and tell today. You know, you'd asked me yesterday about my my favorite like superhero,
Yeah.
top 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy, and so I was at home with the boys, and they were like, "You should show this." Okay. And so this is actually one of my son's action figures. It's actually one of my favorites. It's his Groot.
Groot.
All right. And he goes really tall.
Uh-huh.
Right. And it's just my favorite. So I thought I'd bring it in. have him hang out with us. But you know what he says, right, in the movie?
What does he say?
He says, "I am Groot."
Okay, so if I was like, what was your favorite part of being in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I am Groot.
Okay.
His leg, it doesn't stick as well, so he kind of has this. But,
Groot, can you tell us why your leg doesn't seem to be working?
I am Groot.
Oh?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your future plans, Groot?
I am Groot.
Yeah, that went about as well as I expected.
But isn't this a fun action figure? Huh? Groot.
You know, I've never owned an action figure.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, action figures are a lot bigger these days than they used to be. They used to be tinier, but
Okay.
like G.I. Joes and such. But man, they're big today. And Groot's fun. I like Groot.
That's cool.
So I thought I'd bring it to show you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. We'll just leave him here. Yeah, let him-
Have a seat.
Did you say, what are your college plans? Could you imagine going to college and Groot's just sitting there with his like little desk that's just huge legs? Yes, Groot. I am Groot. That's incorrect. We were looking for the French president that replaced Mitterrand. I'm Groot.
I am Groot. That's what he said.
That's what I said. All right. Well,
All right.
it's
You
what
want-
is it time for?
You want to do sermon?
Yeah, let's do sermon remix.
Sermon what?
A Groot remix.
Remix. Bring
Yep.
it back.
Let's bring it back. Okay.
What do you got for me?
So so we take a portion of the sermon and then we unpack it.
All right, let's
Check it out.
And so when it comes to emotions, a few things to remember here. Emotions are real. They're not to be ignored because they are real. And because they are real, emotions are valid. They're absolutely valid. I don't think God in any way, shape, or form is diminishing the way we feel. I certainly don't want to do that with you. Emotions are real, they are valid, and they can change rapidly. That's something to really remember. Now, the reason I point that out is, okay, sure, we can be on a bit of an emotional roller coaster, ups and downs and highs and lows and twists and turns and everything else. And that's probably not super healthy. But what could be really healthy for us is to recognize, okay, I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? God, what do you say about that? What do you have for me? To behold him, to experience his healing, to just say to him, hey, God, heal. I need you as a healer. Heal me. To behold him and consider who he is, then our emotions can change rapidly and be in line with who he is and what he's promised to do and what he's already done, so that we trust him and we act out of that. And so God cares about your physical health. He cares about our mental health. And God also cares about our spiritual health.
So, Bo, out of this space, you know, it's interesting. I feel like there has been a turn where we can talk more openly about some of these things regarding emotional health. It feels like maybe in the past we weren't as open and honest about some of these things, but we can come and we can kind of dialogue about emotional intelligence and what it looks like to, like you said, recognize our emotions are real, they're valid, and they can change, but bringing those to God and allowing him to speak into that. I feel like I'm excited that we can have this conversation, that you're willing to speak honestly about it for us in the sermon.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a good thing where so much of the stigma around, you know, our emotional health, our mental health has been removed. I mean, there's been a lot of hard work on that to allow people the freedom and to give them even the tools, the vocabulary to be able to speak about what's going on, to know that our feelings, they do matter, that God cares, and he created us as emotional people. He's an emotional God. That our emotions, though, they don't have to control us. They can be submitted to the lordship of Jesus, but they're valid, they're real, and they can change. I think those are all super important things, because God ultimately cares about our holistic health. Yeah. You know, our physical health, our mental health, emotional health, and then our spiritual health. Yeah. Yeah, and all that works together.
Yeah. And that's a huge point too, is like the interconnectivity of holistic health and how it all kind of plays a part in the whole picture. And I think that's even just that truth alone is like, okay, So there's a reason why I don't want to, you know, maybe move forward in like physical exercise. You know, it maybe has something to do with what's going on inside. And so asking those questions.
Yeah, I think we definitely always want to be taking the whole person, my whole self to God, submitting my whole self to Him, and surrendering to His authority in all things.
Yeah.
And then that is where like so many of the strongholds start, you know, being broken down, and things begin to change. And instead of, you know, really compartmentalizing everything, I think we can address the whole nature of the person and
Amen.
experience, you know, the life that God has for us, an abundant life.
That's so
You know,
good.
real abundant life. So, yeah, I'm glad you know, we're a part of a church too that doesn't ignore that, doesn't downplay it, or, you know, pretend like it doesn't matter, doesn't exist. Also, I don't think, you know, doesn't overhype or, you know, put too much. You know, we're looking at the authority of God and what He can do. That He is a healer, He is a miracle worker. That we can cry out to Him and say heal. And sometimes there is an instantaneous healing that occurs, and other times He invites us to walk with Him on a journey and participate in that with Him and then trust Him.
So good.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
fun.
good. All right. But I like that part in the sermon, just to be able to say, yeah, they're valid, they're real,
Yeah.
and they can change rapidly. But honestly, ultimately, He is a healer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. All right, Friday edition.
Friday edition.
So we're going to wrap up this Friday
'Kay.
with a crisp high five.
Crisp high five. I
All right,
like
my
it.
man Drew Crisp here. He's going to give us a crisp high five, his top 5 on the topic that I give him. Easy with that. That's
I'm gonna count.
okay. So you're
All
going
of
to count.
those, yeah.
I'm going to count on one hand.
One hand. I can count on one hand.
I can count to 5 on one finger.
You know what? I have some of these too. Actually, I could just use my own.
You could, but no, I think this is
Yeah.
better. Yeah,
This is
you're
better.
committed at this point. Okay. Yeah. Hands off. All right. So my top 5.
Yep.
What we want to hear from you is your top 5 children's books.
Oh.
Children's books.
Oh, this is so good. Okay.
Nothing by Stephen King.
Nothing by Stephen King. No,
Top
but
5,
I've got. Okay. You remind me, Stephen King. I'll bring this first. Shel Silverstein.
Oh, love Chelsea.
Oh
yeah.
man, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Yeah, where the sidewalk.
This book of just absurdist poems, really. You know.
You know which one's my favorite? I gotta just jump in.
Please.
Sorry, I know
No,
this
no,
is
no,
your
no,
bit,
good.
but
No.
I'll forget. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout.
Would not take the garbage out.
That's right.
It.
I love
that's
that.
honestly, I was almost about to say that one. That's
I
my favorite.
love that
Would
one. Would not take.
Take
yeah.
garbage out.
Okay.
Oh, that's so
Shel
good.
Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk
Okay.
Ends. All right, that's a good one.
Actually, more recently, B.J. Novak from The Office fame wrote a book called The Book with No Pictures.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's so funny.
I would check
Has
that out.
no pictures in it.
Do you have it?
I do have it.
Show and tell one day.
Show and tell, okay?
Okay.
Another book that I really love, children's book, is What Do You Do with an Idea? And forgive me, I can't remember the author's name, but it's basically this boy who has an idea. What do I do with it? And spoiler, it's cultivate it, help it to grow, and then release it.
Oh, okay.
And it's just beautiful. Beautiful artwork, beautiful story. What
I
do you
would
do
say give up on it because you're just a daydreamer and you don't ever amount to anything. That's what my dad told me. Not really. He did. He did. No.
Huge, I think we've talked about this, Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
Big Roald Dahl fan.
Okay,
and
which
so
book?
if I
Which
was
book?
to choose one, I think it would have to be James and Giant Peach. Or BFG.
I'm Charlie and the Chocolate
I
Factory.
know.
I love
and
that book.
I love that one too.
All right.
So Matilda's great.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I got one more.
One more. Bring it home.
I'm going to go with Where the Wild Things Are. Where the
Oh,
Wild Things Are.
yes, Max.
Max.
Oh, I love that book. I
Yep.
like the movie a lot too. I know people didn't
Right.
talk about critics. You
Yep.
know, there was a lot of noise out there. I actually cried in that movie.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Very touching.
Yep. Okay, wait, hold on. Can I give an honorable mention?
Sure.
To the Boxcar Children?
Yeah.
Is that a children's book?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm not familiar
But
with the.
I grew up reading the series, The Boxcar Children. I really enjoyed them.
Nice.
So,
Thank you. I
a bunch of kids that grew up on a train.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Right on, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
that was a crisp
absolutely.
high five, man. That was great. Thank you. Well, hey, thanks for joining us this Friday and all week. We hope you have a great weekend. Join us for worship services on Sunday,
Please.
8 o'clock, 9:30, 11, 12:30 on YouTube, Facebook Live, church online.
Yep.
We would love to worship with you. Share those services with your friends and families,
Please.
neighbors, coworkers, anybody you can. And God is on the move. He's doing great things. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday.
Monday.
That's right.